Can we start? Good morning. Let us pray. In Jesus' name. Father, thank you for today. Thank you that we're here. Thank you that we're alive and well. Thank you for everything you have done for us. We give you all the glory. We give you all the praise. We give you all the thanksgiving. Father, as we're here to hear from you, speak through us. Help us to learn. Let us not live here the same way we have come, in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, so our topic for today, sustaining the chase. Father, help me to keep the bliss in my marriage in Jesus' name. So that should be all our prayer. Father, help us to keep the bliss in our marriage in Jesus' name. How many of us are married here? Okay. So that we'll know who we are calling. Because this is sustaining the chase. So for those of us not married that are aspiring to be married, I'm sure there are one or two things we can also pick from here so that when that time comes. All right. So before we start, let's look at what we learned last week. Last week was about living healthy. Who can quickly just tell us what we learned last week on living healthy? It's supposed to be an interactive class, so I know the topic for today is very interesting. So I need people's opinions and people's views. Thank you.
Okay.
Living healthy. What did we learn about living healthy?
One of the key things we learned last Sunday was the fact that living healthy is not just up to us. It is God's will for us. And the body we're taking care of belongs to God. And so therefore, it is in fact commanded basically that we treat it properly, treat it right, so that it will be, useful for God's use.
Thank you. When we talk about God and living healthy, one thing that always comes to my mind is Daniel. I know some of us have heard of this thing called Daniel fast, where you eat vegetables. And if you try it, you will see how all sorts of sicknesses and diseases leave your body. Somehow I think they were meant to be vegetarians, but that one is conversation for another day. But if you do that Daniel's diet, you will live healthy. So that's when I think about God and living healthy. That just comes to my head first. So I'm sure we learned a lot last week. God wants us to be healthy. All right. And then we should treat his body as a temple and know the things that we put inside. That would be like a guide to us. All right. For today's topic, sustaining the chase. So what does sustaining the chase mean? If I say it in local parlance, how to keep toasting. How to keep toasting your husband or how you keep toasting your wife. So that's just, in short, keeping the chase. My memory verse for today is taken from Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 2. Can somebody read it for us? Songs of Solomon.
For that love is better than wine.
Thank you. Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 2. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for thy love is better than wine. This King Solomon, no wonder I had 1,000 women. You too like love. So when we want to talk about love in the Bible, we just go to Songs of Solomon. It is very juicy and explicit lyrics. So I'm sure when we read there are things that we can pick up for our use. All right. So, as keeping the chase, you have been toasted, you have agreed, you have married. Is that where it ends? Is it a man's duty? Is it a woman's duty? Who is supposed to keep the chase? You see? Okay, first of all, when you are still boyfriend, girlfriend, who is supposed to chase who? Yes. Please, microphone, who has roving mic? First of all, let's even start from the toasting. Who is supposed to toast who?
Hello, church. Good morning, darling. Olden days when we grew up, men were rushing for marriage. This will come today, my parents will call me as I don't love this. Even it was the fifth accepted, that's where my love was. But modern children, I don't know if they are among people chasing for marriage.
Thank you. So, you see, the olden days when the men were eager to get married, yes, the women can afford to be doing shakarabi. But now, if they toast you small, you better quickly agree, or else. Okay, so that's just a cultural mindset thing. That our culture, it's typical for the man to be the one chasing. That's just cultural. But looking at it realistically, it can be both. So now that we are changing our mindset and we're getting westernized and our culture is diluting, you might want to say, it's not only the man that we should be chasing. The women too should put in a bit of effort. Let's continue and we'll see the kind of efforts that are required from both parties. Okay, so the main aim of this teaching today is to ensure that all of us know how to keep the chase in our marriages. For those of us that are married, those that are not married, when you do get married, you should know how to keep the chase. All right. And our text for today, Songs of Solomon, chapter 1, 13 to 17. Can somebody read it for us, please?
Is my beloved to me, that lies all night between my breasts. My beloved is to me a cluster of henna blooms in the vineyard of NKJV. The beloved, behold, you are fair, my love. Behold, you are fair, you have dove's eyes. The Shulamite, behold, you are handsome, my beloved. Yes, pleasant. Also, our bed is green. The beams of our houses are cedar, and our rafters of fir.
Okay, so we can see from that it's both the man that is toasting and the woman too is also toasting. So it goes both ways. All right. Let us see. What kills the chase? Why does the toasting stop when you get married? Or why does it seem to have stopped? Well, in most cases, that stopped. Let's face reality. Why is that toasting? Why does it seem to have stopped when we get married? Can somebody help me? Why? It's not catching you again like before.
Well, generally, you just believe that the toasting is for marriage, and now I'm married. So there's no need.
Okay, yes. That's to say you marry somebody and just keep her in the house. When you were trying to get her, you were doing all the flowers and dates and doing midnight call, MTN midnight calls, and all those things that used to happen. In my generation, there was no phone, no. There was no MTN. It's amazing. How did we even keep up those days? There was no GSM. So if you want to toast, you really toast. Recently, I found love letter dated 30 years ago. I was like, wow, Mr. Lawal, see your moves those days. Can you remember? When did you toast me last? So I'm saying when you are doing the chase, you are putting all the effort. But now when you have gotten the prize, which is the bride, it can be that you don't bother again. So that can be the things that kill the chase. All right, let's go through this. But I have my notes. See finish. Exactly. See finish. So you know when they were toasting you for the now for the females, when they were toasting you, every time you go out on a date, your best look, best dress, you want to eat, you'll be doing like this. You can't even carry the bowl very well. You are just, or your best behavior. But now that they have married you, boy, you sit down at the dining table and be cracking your bones like, and the guy will be like, okay, this is not what I married. So yes, there's a kind of see finish that comes in. That's where is there they will see you before when they see you, all your weave on everything is nicely laid. But now you're in the house, you just remove your wig, bam, and be looking like Sikira. But guess what? You didn't used to see that part before. All your wigs, everything is nicely laid, all your makeup on point. But now you can't be nicely laid wigs and makeup on point at home. The all back that is 3 weeks old will be on. I'm like, personally, that's why I don't even like wearing wigs. That the transition from full glam to Sikira is like 100 to 0. I say, yes. Even when I do it, I'm like, okay. You find nice cap, or at least make sure your weave is neat. Because I've seen some people that their weave under the head can be 1 month, 2 months old. Because nobody's seeing it, right? Except the husband that is meant to see it. So that's all the things that see finish can enter. There was this thing I learned growing up. A saying that my father used to say that if they ask any woman, where is the coward? Is the husband should be first point. It was an Igbo saying that if they ask any woman, so I think what I was trying to say is that see finish that they don't know you finish. That here you did. But when you're just meeting and you're just dating, you think, oh, this guy is the best thing since sliced bread. But when you enter house, he can be the type that will see cockroach and jump. But you couldn't have known that before, right? So I'm just saying that see finish, how see finish enters. Yeah, can somebody give me another example of what kills the chase? Okay.
Life.
Yeah, go ahead.
When life is lifing.
Okay.
When you have so many responsibilities,
Okay, that's what I was
the
trying to
pressures of life, bills, children needing attention, even external family wahala, just life being stressful can just cause your, should I say, excitement about one another to kind of dull, maybe for a season.
Okay, that's true. When life is lifing, when reality hits, that champagne is not Fanta. When you need to know that you will pay bills.
Okay, so I think Pastor Chika actually mentioned it, but she packed it
together.
Together. And I think this one is very, very key and should be separated. It's when the children come. When the children come, the man is on his own. The love just shifts to the children. So the man will now be competing for attention. So I think that's also very, very critical in this conversation.
Okay, so yes, I agree. When the children comes, dynamics changes. The baby needs urgent attention more than the man. And I'm sure the woman expects the man to chill small now. Let us focus on our focus. So I just guess to not kill the chase for that particular incident is for the couples to, yes, they must understand that we have a new, dynamics has changed, not just me and you. There's me and you and baby. And find a way to still be intentional. We'll speak more about not to kill the chase. But yes, that is admittedly one of the reasons the life is lifing, the children have come, and everything has changed. Yes? Any more? Any more? I'm looking at married people here. Oh. What has killed the chases in your marriage? Or why are you not chasing? Or are you chasing? If you are chasing, you will come to you that are not raising your hand for killing the chase to tell us how you are chasing. Because we have to learn how it works for everybody. Note that everybody different strokes for different folks. But what we are discussing here is generalizing. So the one that concerns you, you take it and go and fix yourself. The one that does not concern you, try not to fall into the trap. All right, so if we quickly go to what we have in our text for what kills the chase. So we have that, number one, some men change drastically after wedding from being lover boy to an uncaring, neglectful, and insensitive dictator. So for me, for that, it can be the mindset. Men, maybe, or the way they watched their fathers rule the house. Maybe where they came from, their fathers ate and left the plate on the table and expect that the wife will come and clear it, wash up dishes after cooking the food. It can just be, you know, marriage is, you've come from your experience, somebody has come from their experience, both of you are jamming together, things are clashing, things are changing. You have to find what works for you. If the clearing your husband's plate does not work for you, don't start stomaching it from day one. Talk about it while he's still young. And you should agree whether, hey, auntie, I provide the money for the house. The least you can do is to wash the plates and clear it after me. If that's what you want to agree from beginning, agree it. Don't start stomaching it and 3 years later, you will say, I can't clear your plate. What will happen? They'll say, you don't grow wings, you don't change. You do get, your eye don't open. Which friends are you talking to? But guess what? You did not like it from day one, but you never said anything. So when you just get married, that new phase where people used to fight a lot, that's when everybody is setting your boundaries and you know what you're agreeing, what you're not agreeing. So back to what that the man can seem neglectful and insensitive. When he was toasting you, in his mind, he was toasting you to come and be another house girl. In his mind. But you, in your mind, you were thinking you were coming to do lover girl. So it's just, maybe the man wasn't, maybe you didn't see it to discuss it before marriage. Maybe you didn't raise the flag. So it's other things for the singles here to also shine their eye. And from conversations, you can kind of pick what you're going to expect.
All these things are covered in the marriage counseling sessions so that you will know what you are going into, just to put that forward.
Yes. In fact, church I got married. Marriage counseling was compulsory for 6 months before you get married.
The thing with oftentimes in that marriage counseling, you know people are not really paying attention.
Yeah.
They're not really paying. So it's just that oftentimes we don't know the art of communication. We just, like you said, come into a relationship with the mindset of what had happened in your own home. Not realizing that maybe what had happened in your own home was maybe not the norm. Maybe if your father was very domestic and all of that, you think that that's how all men are. And so you don't have those conversations. I think really, when you sit with that, you're intended. I'm really speaking to those who are still going to get married. When the communication should include all of the, how you would like your home to be, your expectations, from one another. Because half the time, the people in that marriage counseling class, they are calculating the venue, the dress, the caterer, all of those things. They're not really paying attention. Maybe one or two things might stick. But by and large, I know by that time they are still drunk in each other's, should I say drunk in love. So no, but they're not really paying attention. But those two people need to talk to each other and, decide how they want their home to be.
Thank you. Okay, so the next one is things that kill the chase, that they prioritize making money over spending quality time with their spouse. So that one, you have to catch it quick. If both of you have crazy job schedules, you have to find time that you meet in the middle. I know, thank God here in Nigeria, we're not like big on night jobs, like in the abroad that the husband is doing night, the wife is doing day. So when the man is at home during the day to sleep, the woman is, at least we don't even have much of that problem here. Here is people are hustling, in quotes, chasing contract, chasing job, having crazy deadlines, and they forget the wife at home. I know my husband was like that one time. And I threatened him. I say, when you finish making that money, she will be here to follow you to eat it. So you have to know who are you hustling for. Better remember us. Yeah. And I think it worked. Our threatening worked.
So one of the places I worked in, there was a colleague of mine who had just gotten married, a young man. And, he shared with me that his wife was complaining about him, working, having to maybe go out on Saturdays, sometimes for work, sometimes for networking and things like that. I told him, well, make time to, be deliberate about carving out time to spend with her. Be very deliberate about it. However, don't listen to how come and stay at home with me. You know how you used to hang out those days and all. I said, don't listen to her, because women, you come and sit at home. If you don't make that money, guess what? A couple of months down the line, they will despise you. So carve out time to spend with each other. But I told him, don't go and do your work, go and do your networking and all, because this same woman that is saying, I don't see you anymore, will still be the same one to ask you, can't you do what your mates are doing?
Yeah, so we have to strike a balance. You can't sit at home and be watching TV with your wife, but the bills are there to be paid.
You can also involve each other. Involve each other in your career, in your business. You can go for that. Like the example she cited, you can go with him or with her to that network. You can just involve each other. Because when you involve one another that this is what you are doing, and your spouse is reasonable enough, he knows, he will even be the one to remind you, oh, have you finished that, your quotation, where can I help, and all that. So it's better to involve each other in your career.
Thank you very much. So the next we have that they tactically and practically leave most household chores to the wife. So the person that wrote this obviously is in our climate, because in the abroad, they know that they will share the work. So in our own environment, the house chores are typically left for the female. And now that females are becoming woke, they too are getting westernized and thinking about the fairness of it all. Both of us go out morning till night to work. Both of us come back, maybe because we're even sharing the same car. Both of us have reached home together. You drop your key and you sit there in front of TV. The wife proceeds to the kitchen to go and start. She supposed to have working from morning to night. Proceeds to the kitchen to go and start cooking. Finish cooking and serve you food. You say finish and leave the plates there. She said will come and carry the plates. She go and wash and start packing for the next day. Is life fair like that? You now finish with your chewing stick and watching your football, and you now go to bed. I come and be waiting for nightly duties. Is it fair like that? So our mother's generation probably took that because most of them were at home, or primary school teachers where they close at 1, 2. So they have rested sufficiently before our civil servant fathers come back like 4, 5. So the dynamics have changed pretty much, that some women are working until 9 p.m. right now, 10 p.m. So it's for the couple to know that things have changed and not just say, this is how our parents used to do it. Why can't you not do it like that? And find a way to share some sort of responsibility. I know it's a huge cultural shift for a man to say, okay, go and wash plates. It's a huge cultural shift, but it depends on how you guys do it. I wash the plate, you bring the money. If you can't wash plate, bring us gear. If you can't bring us gear, bring dishwasher. We can find a way to come to the middle that is not going to cause fights. So yes, I know one of the things that kill the chase is our cultural mentality that we leave the house chores for the female. So men that are married, please pitch in. Last, you can even sit in the kitchen and be gisting with her. It makes the work not physically less, but emotionally less. Because when you are watching TV and she's just... Another one is they stop being romantic, not using words of affirmation and love language, and the love language of their spouses. I know that before I had a session on love language. I don't know who was here at that time, but yeah, basically, so when you're not speaking your partner's love language, it can seem that the chase is being killed. So it's for you to be reminding your significant other of your love language. Let them speak it for you. If your spouse love language is buying you presents from now to tomorrow, but it's not present that you want, all you are looking for is, oh, my sisticuli, oh, the old spouse. So you have to find what your spouse's love language is. If it's to be touching you as he's walking past, let him know. Or let her know that that's the one that is doing her, and not she wants to buy bone straight. That may not be what is doing her. So you have to figure out what the love language is. And when you keep speaking it, you won't be killing the chase. And they display ego by not being apologetic when wrong. This is also a character trait that you should have discovered before you got married. So if you know that, like maybe her own way of saying sorry is, have you eaten? Hey, maybe that's her own way of saying sorry. You will learn how to take it like that. If your own sorry is, you're supposed to come and kneel down and say, Olowo Rimi, I'm very sorry for today. You will be vexing that she has not apologized. Her own apologies, have you eaten? Should I make pounded yam for you? So those are kind of things you should have noted, before you got married, but already married. For those that are married, you figure out you express how you want to be apologized to. So for this couple now that they are saying is no longer apologetic, in their mind they might have been apologizing. But anyway, if you do wrong, they taught us since we were small, you say sorry. Yes, shake, let us be friends. That's what they say, sorry. Right? Now, this first 6, we're kind of see what this text is saying about it being a woman role, the wife role. All right? So we've kind of spoken about this one, where ladies look perfect when they are cutting them, but mistake of attempt to change their husbands. Oh, but we've already learned since that you can't change somebody. When you are married, the person, what you see is what you take. So don't even be delusional that, oh, he will change. That's how he is. Maybe when you are dating, he slapped you one day. You say, no, it's my fault. He will change. It's Koboko he will buy for you next. So you should know these things before you enter. But okay, we have already entered. For at least half of us here. What I'm going to do, don't attempt to change. Just accept and find a way to work around it and build your defenses around it. Now, nagging or criticizing. That's nagging is what they usually say that it's women that do. But you know that men nag too. They have just kind of labeled the nagging to the woman. Or labeled nagging as something that is true but you don't want to hear. So they have told you, now they say, why are you nagging me? But you knew it was choking you inside. That is something you're supposed to be doing. But fine, nobody likes nagging. Nobody likes that, need that. Do this, do this, do this, do this. Say it once and forever hold your peace. So we're not attempting to retrain anybody with our nagging. And the next is drastically reducing physical intimacy. So that's even a whole topic on its own. There is reason why the physical intimacy will reduce. E.g., the example we gave, how somebody is tired from work, has entered the kitchen, and she has finished working. But the man that came in the same work has sat down waiting for food, and has eaten food. What's next on his mind? Because you did wait for one work, enter the second work, you want to enter a third work. You need to discuss that very well. So a wise man that knows that a third work wants to enter will help you do that second work so that the third work will enter. So That is one of the reasons why it is reduced. Of course, there are so many other reasons why it should be reduced. But you guys should plan it and agree. And if it's just not catching you, there are many counselors you can see. Because as they say, if the marriage bed is not shaking, that marriage is shaking. So you have to figure out how to solve that problem. That's a whole topic on its own. If you want consultancy, you can see me in camera. Yes, I'm actually a counselor.
Because all these things is not.
So you can see me in camera. So the next is being ungrateful and not recognizing your husband's efforts. Even us, when you do something and we don't tell you thank you, you're not happy now. And there's this husband that has been hustling all day. Yes, he's not yet Dangote rich, but at least he has also the one that you people are not outside, Abi. You still have roof over your head. You are still eating your food small. You should be able to say, how come you show? Abi, how did they say? How did they say it? Show. Thank you. My husband, thank you. Whatever. Find a way to, make your husband be happy. Then we have energy to go and do more. You will pump him up. Not when he's going to come home and the wife will say, need to see your neighbor. Can't you see what they are doing? You are here. You are deflated person that has gone to hustle all day and come back, expecting somebody to say, my Odogu spender. Somebody to hail him and puff him up. You're going to be here criticizing and not being appreciative. So that's one of the things. That's I'm sure that one is put for the woman. It can also be for the man. The woman that has worked all day. And it's just much appreciate. Thank you. Your children are so well kept. Oh, thank you. The food is delicious. The food is not. Just say it's delicious. Oh, this. You have to be appreciative. The person will, even you eating your food that is not sweet, you know that it's not sweet. But that they have told you thank you. At least you still feel thank you. You still feel better, small. Yes, you do better. Next time you measure that salt properly. You see, next time you. But they tell you, what's this? All that energy you put will just deflate you. So we don't need that. That can kill the chase. All right. Looking unkempt and unattractive. So we've talked about that in our Sikira moves. So please, when you move that nice bone straight, ensure that weave under is neat. That is not smelly. Hey, you're going to sleep beside somebody on the bed. You guys just thought, goodness. So please.
Yeah, well, let's say to ladies, you have to maintain your hygiene. Wash your hair. That hair smells. You're used to the smell. Doesn't mean it's clean. Imagine the person who is lying next to you, even the people who have to relate with you on a daily, maybe at work or whatever. Wash your hair. Have your bath. Get your act together. Have nice clothes to wear at home. Sometimes you think it's the rags, that t-shirt that is torn on one side,
so comfy.
The shorts that are, is so comfortable and all. No. Find cute, comfortable things to wear at home. Oftentimes, we don't think about these things, but we have to be clean. We need to wash our hair. And then we need to dress nicely at home. Some women, they even dress up, put like lip gloss or even lipstick. Do you understand? And they're at home, but they really put themselves together. You would think that they're going somewhere, but they're at home.
Yeah, so the flip side. If you have a husband that goes out to work, right? In the office, everybody is nice. They are wearing their sharp suits and, beautiful makeup. And now just contrast that to coming home and see you in one t-shirt that has torn because that's your favorite t-shirt that has faded in one corner. But that's because you wear it every time. For you, it's normal. You don't see anything wrong in it. I don't know if they see tie wrapper these days. When generation you not tie wrapper on your waist like this or tie wrapper. Imagine he's coming from sharp suits, mini skirts, smart looking ladies, and coming home to the wife that will tie wrapper at home and be breaking bone on the dining table. So you see that we need to at least put in more effort, not to look unkempt. Let's try small, spray that nice perfume. If the husband is coming home, spray the perfume. I'm going to meet him at the door very nicely. For those of us that have been dealing with children all day, you don't want to be greeting your husband smelling like children food and children poop and everything. Of course, I've been changing diapers all day, or you have been making a camo. You now be smelling like Ogi, and you're not coming to come and greet the husband. So just be more mindful. Yes, we know you have been hard at work, but if you know the time your husband is coming back, he comes back at 6 o'clock. 5:30. Children, take this toy. Focus. Put TV. Watch. And you run and go and make yourself presentable. Yes. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's what wives can do. And the last one that is on this text is being unsupportive and disrespectful to their husband. That's also a byproduct of see finish. Because when you don't see the husband finish, like, what's that? That's how you talk to the husband anyhow. You shouldn't be doing that. He's your lowori. He's the head of the family. And you should accord him. So what should you even do to those husbands? If you want to know how to take care of a husband like this, he himself should have special plates in the house. As per the king of the house, you should have special plates. You should have special where he will sit down on the dining table. Let you know that that's daddy's seat. The children can't go there. This is daddy's plate. This is daddy's cup. As little as that can make the man feel better, feel taken care of. When I was growing up, my father had the biggest meat in the pot. In fact, he used to have 2 meats. So we used to grow up so we used to have 2 meats. Because that was a special, how do I put it, the thing designated as head of house. There are certain privileges you have for being head of house. Now your husband too has been looking at his father being treated that way. He's now head of house here, and his wife that said, I beg, let your children eat first. So you know that's kind of things that kill the chase. That's not what he was expecting, and that's what he got. All right, so we have been talking of how to kill the chase. Now the topic is not how to kill the chase. So we have spent so many minutes on how to kill the chase. Now let us quickly talk on how not to kill the chase. Because if you understand how to kill the chase, if you just kind of flip it, what you should not do, then we have kind of answered the other question. So how not to kill the chase. I can recommend on that, not very general, but personal recommendation. On that being disrespectful to husband, I guess you should find a nickname for your husband. Don't be calling him John. Instead, sweetie, honey. Yes, don't say Papa Arisiki. Papa Sikira. Well, I guess if you're looking for a child for a long time and they are calling you with your child's name, you'll be happy. But look for one nice pet name that only you is calling him. Not everybody. You have to find one pet name. You can't be calling your husband by a name. Like I said, this is not a general whatever. It's my personal. But it kind of helps when you're calling somebody. You know how the Yorubas do it when you call your elder one sister or egbon. It's hard to say sister or Ryokwe. Because there's a respect. You put respect on the name. You cannot be saying auntie or Ryokwe when you are talking to auntie. But if your auntie name was Bisi Ryokwe, no respect again. So find a nice name to call your husband. This for those that have not married. Even though you are married, you can find name for today. So this is how I want you to address me. My Lord. My Odogu. Yeah, so just find, so that you're not, that's a way of showing respect, because when you put that respect on your name, it's hard to be abusing somebody that you're respecting like that. All right, how not to kill the chase. Quickly, as we have a few minutes, please feel free to contribute though, since I've been talking for the last few minutes. I want to hear from people that have not spoken today. How not to kill the chase. All right, while we're waiting for people to volunteer, before I start calling all of you, first of all, please can we see those that are married so I know who I'm calling? I can't be calling those that do not have chase to kill. Okay, those that are not married, please listen. All of you growing up, so you have not to kill the chase. Yes, you have to know so that when it's your time, you will know what to do. And the husband will be wondering, wow, I married such well brought up ladies. Okay, initiate intimacy. So as we are discussing in the beginning, is it man to initiate or woman to initiate? I think both of you should just initiate. Let there be too much initiation going off safe. Instead of sharing it, it's me that initiated last time, this that initiated last time. Just share it as in, let it be everybody's work. Everybody's work is everybody's work. All right, express gratitude. So I've already learned that. Please say thank yous, your please and thank you. Use your basic manners as you're growing up as children. Everybody likes to be treated properly. Use your please and thank yous. Alone time. Yes, you should have some time alone to go and recharge. You don't have to do everything together. You go tire una. So once in a while, take out a bit of time and go and do stuff. It's even recommended that you have hobbies. Yes, you do hobbies together. You should have the hobbies you do separately, so you don't forget yourself. So if it's to have girls' nights by yourself, boys' night by yourself, it's recommended that you will have time that you do stuff separately, so you go and recharge. Let them miss you small. It's not every time that you are tied to the hip bone because you are sustaining the chase. Once in a while, you stand back and do things separately. You go have your own hobby, be your own person. Don't be so subsumed in that you forget yourself. All right? Be adventurous. Do something new and exciting together. Don't just every day wake up, go to work, come back, sleep, rinse and repeat. Next day you go to work. Oh, this life will tire you. You have to find things to do that excites you, and both do it together, the better. When both of you are new. All right. Next, impress each other. So I think we've also touched on it. As I said, typically once you flip what not to do, you have covered what you should do. Impress each other. Try to look nice. Like to do things that make to endear yourselves. Put the phone down. So this is our present generation problem. Put the phone down. So you can have rules in your house and say no phone Saturday. Or if you're all addicted too much that you cannot live a day without it, you can do 1 hour, drop the phone, only me and you. You will find conversation. To be healthy as well, you can be taking walks. Let's even join the health that we learned last week, plus the chase that we are learning this week. Go for a walk without your phones, so that in that 1 hour you're going to walk, you're going to be healthy, your marriage will be healthier, because you will talk, you will gist. What they are forgetting, oh, this one even happened today. Oh, that's what happened today. Make laughing together top priority. So you have to find things that make you guys laugh. It's not probably not the finish. It's not every time you're talking about Nigeria. It's not every time you're talking about the economy. It's that you have to find time that you have fun and laugh together.
A way to encourage this laughing together might be to do games, play games together. There are some of these games that will make people, there are board games. I know sometimes there are some board games that, when this one wins, you say, card games. Some games like, maybe read out something, the person has to pretend to be one thing or the other, Just play games together. I think it will help, couples to laugh.
Great. So play games together. Make laughing together a priority. Plan surprise dates. I know when we think of dates, I just think of money, because restaurants are so expensive these days. But you can find a way to have dates that don't involve spending money. Yeah, so I'm sure you can be creative about that. Yeah. So that's a date. All right. Yeah.
So 2 things. 1, plan a date and put your phone down. 2 of them go together. And why do I say so? You plan a date and you are there, you are flipping through phones again. So You know, that happens a lot, even to me. You have to be intentional to say, oh God, this is supposed to be a day, so you know, but everybody, even the children, maybe everybody will just be, nobody will be talking. Everybody will join and say, we have problem. So it has to be we have to be very conscious of it. If not, we'll go for a date, but we'll be on our phones.
All right. So we have just a few minutes left, so I can leave space for questions. Okay, so the last one is get committed. Okay, so questions.
It is important because I see I set goals and work them out. There's something about working towards something together that really like oils the wheels of a relationship. Maybe you set a goal, or we're going to maybe buy this land and have maybe a little garden, a mini farm or something, or we're going to I don't know, any goal, any family goal. When you do that, it actually gets both people who maybe might be drifting apart to come together because you need to discuss that thing, you need to maybe physically do something about it, mentally do something about it. You need to bring ideas before you turn around. You have more time communicating together, working together, and then and then it can help to spark something, a closeness and that whole feeling of well-being especially when maybe you reach the end of that goal, there's a feeling of well-being in that marriage situation that is just so nice.
Don't be worried, it's not a question. No, it's about setting goals. I think almost in everything in life, it's important to set goals because they say if you don't know where you are going, then anywhere that you end up is where you are. But when you're setting goals, you're setting financial goals. That one is easy for us. So I want to be rich, I want to make this kind of money, I want to buy a house. You can set career goals, I want to be promoted. But I think it's also important to set relationship goals, right? How many times will I go on a date with my spouse in a week, in a month? How many times will I spend quality time? How many times will I get a gift? I think it's important to set those goals as well and follow them the same way you're pursuing the other goals as well.
So do we have questions before we summarize? Yeah.
My question says, so therefore partners must work together to sustain the glue. What do you do when your partner is unwilling to put in the work?
Okay. So I've heard this thing, aura for aura. Where the energy you give, most times will eventually be reciprocated. If I'm the very cantankerous, I abuse, I'm sensitive. With time, it's a rub off. But if the other person is consistent in being nice and when you're something's not wrong with you, it might take a while, but keep at it. The attitude of the other person may come around. If all is well, because everybody's not normal. We always be equal. Yes, question.
Add on to what has been said. Keeping your affairs private rather than public.
Can you expand?
Yes. Okay. In the aspect of social, like going online, most people, I have seen a lot of people doing that. So they might be having issues with their spouse. So rather than going to a consultant or seeing someone private, discussing about it, they rather just publicly, yes.
Okay. Even though I think the reverse is the case, that social media, they can lie for Africa. They might be beating them at home, but in front, they're busy saying, my nice diamond. I even think it's on the flip side, that people all just post false narrative versus actually go wash their dirty linen in public. But yes, of course, you shouldn't wash your dirty linen in public.
Let me even say, from feedback generally that I get and all, men are afraid of women who are always on their socials posting one thing or the other. They don't even want to marry a woman who is constantly online posting everything about their lives. So our married ladies, take note. Also, I find that a lot of these couples online, their divorce rate is so high because their whole life is on display. Sometimes one spouse just gets sick of it, and before you turn around, that relationship is over. They're posting their spouses, their children. I think it puts an added unnecessary strain, from what our brother was saying, to keep your private life private. It helps, for you to manage things, but when your life is always on display, that added pressure can actually make that relationship implode.
I agree with you. The added pressure, because you have online in-laws follow you to give suggestions to your marriage. So yes, if you're not an influencer, if that's not your bread and butter, then you probably shouldn't even be putting your personal business online. But if that's how you make money, like what was that lady that had a fight, Cora or BD or something? And when she finished, next day she was posting. People now comment and say, auntie, she said, that's where I make my money from now. If I don't post, the brands won't pay me. So yes, she was going through a marital turmoil. She had to keep posting, so her money will keep flowing. So I'm saying, yeah, when you post online, it depends on your objective of posting. If that's where your bread and butter is coming from, if that's what matters more to you than your spouse. Yes, please.
Praise the Lord. I personally do not advise people posting things online because I'm a very secret person. So in situation whereby you have a woman have an husband that is more powerful than her, and she's going through hell, and that's why you see some of these ladies coming out to seek for help when they know that nobody can help them, and sometimes they get help online too.
Yeah. So I guess it's the objective, but typically it's better to be private than public. Okay, so any more questions before we wrap up what we have learned today? Yes, please.
The Lord, I want to ask this question. Is it good for husband and wife to have joint account or not? I heard where single are saying that if I marry, I will not have joint account. Some say good joint account is good. I want you to explain on that joint account.
Okay, though not like directly related to keeping the chase. Joint account is your own personal agreement with your spouse. I usually see joint account causing problem more than it solves problems. But how you can navigate it is to say, okay, it's a joint account. From my own, I'll put in this percentage every month. You, from your own, put in this percentage agreed based on your income. So that everybody want to spend, that this thing joint is for a purpose. Don't go and carry it and give your family. Meanwhile, both of us are saving hard for a purpose. So the one you have to spend is one in your own account. So that's where joint accounts can work a bit more peacefully. I don't subscribe to joint account. That's personal. Yes? Any other questions before we round up? Okay, so let's round up. So we have the question here in the text. How can you achieve the points that we have spoken about today with an unavailable spouse? So the unavailability here can mean is not physically around, long distance marriage. I call that one mass communication marriage because it's on the phone that you will be doing your marriage. Or it can be the person is emotionally not available, so not just physical. How do you do it? So for the emotionally not available can be what Sister Chika asked for. If you are trying and your spouse is not trying, keep trying. One day, aura for aura, it will match. Now, for the person that is not physically available, you have things nowadays, thank God, we can do video calls, we can call WhatsApp calls for cheaper. It's not free, you will buy data, but it's cheaper. So you will find ways of either you go and visit on the weekends or whatever. I'm sure that means you have to be more intentional now because you know that the distance can put a drain on it. Okay, our time is up. Conclusion, remember that the change starts with you. So for a woman, don't wait for your husband to continue the chase. You self, go and chase. And for the husband, if you have not been chasing before, please go and chase. All right? Let us pray. Father, I thank you because we can